Imagine a product so cheap you could buy 10 of them for 1 rupee. Now imagine someone becoming a billionaire from it. Yes, a billionaire from this tiny thing. Today, we're telling the story of how a 10-cent product quietly built a global empire, and why the richest people love ultra-cheap items. Because when something costs almost nothing, people buy it without thinking, and that creates a perfect money machine. And the person who figured this out, they didn't start rich, they didn't invent anything big, they just understood one simple rule of money. This is the story of the billionaire built on pennies.
To understand this billionaire's secret, we need to go back to the beginning. Not to a fancy office, but a tiny workshop. They didn't make luxury items. They didn't chase trends. They picked a product most people ignore. Back then, most companies were fighting to make expensive things, cars, radios, appliances. But this person looked at everyday life and saw something everyone needed. A product used by moms, dads, kids, teachers, offices, shops, factories, basically everyone. And here's the genius move. Instead of making a product that sells a few times a year, they picked something people buy millions of times a week. So they built a simple factory. They studied how to make the product cheaper, how to make it faster, and how to make it more reliable than competitors. This wasn't about being flashy. It was about being everywhere.
But then came the problem. Competitors noticed the rising demand, and they tried to copy everything. Same product, same price, same strategy. But the entrepreneur made a surprising decision. Instead of lowering prices, they focused on speed. The logic was simple. If you can make 10 units while your competitor makes 2, you win. They built a distribution network, huge warehouses, fast delivery trucks, deals with supermarkets, schools, offices. The product wasn't just stocked, it was mass distributed. And that's when something magical happened. The product became part of everyday life. And when something becomes a daily habit, you don't even notice you're buying it. The billionaire realized another hidden advantage. People don't negotiate price on cheap things. That means predictable sales, predictable profits, predictable growth. So the entrepreneur expanded globally. New factories, new contracts, new countries. The product sold billions of units every single year. And the craziest part? Even if they only made 1 cent per unit, they still became one of the richest people in the country. Then came the turning point. A massive order from one of the world's biggest retailers. They didn't ask for thousands, they asked for hundreds of millions. And overnight, the tiny product transformed into $1 billion business. That order created steady demand. Steady demand created confidence. Confidence created investment. Investment created an empire. And that's how a 10-cent product became one of the world's most profitable items and turned an everyday entrepreneur into a billionaire.